All right, good evening. I'm just going to jump right into it. The county's been served with a lawsuit. If you remember, back in the fall, we had a pretty controversial development in the Newry area. They wanted to put 5,200 homes there. They approached the county council, never applied for anything through the planning department. First, the county council wanted to develop a planned development. We told them that they're free to develop the property. We believe in property rights, but they're free to develop it within the confines of our existing ordinances. We wasn't going to waiver on the density standards that would allow those 5,200 homes. And they sent us a letter saying that they did not feel compelled to follow the county's ordinances, and that if we did not quickly comply, they will follow it with a robust media campaign, political action, and legal action. Well, the media campaign did not go the way they expected. I believe it backfired on them, went quite the opposite direction. And then I believe the political action failed Tuesday night. Candidate that was running against Mr. Mize in the Republican primary for the District 3 seat. Mr. Mize is our vice chairman and stood firm against their threats back last fall. He had an opponent in the primary who was a young man who lived with his parents across the street from the Newry site, the 600 acres. And after the we said we wasn't interested in waiving the density standards and doing the planned development with them, they purchased land from the candidate's father, which bordered their developments, which also gave them road frontage. I don't believe in coincidences. You can take that for what it is, but Mr. Mize defeated him Tuesday night with 64% of the vote. And then the next day, yesterday, the county, they filed a lawsuit against the county. So, they went from their robust media campaign that didn't pan out to the political action, which didn't pan out, now with the legal action, which, it's just threatening, bullying behavior we've seen from this group all along. Our county council, we believe in rule of law, in order, and we told them, hey, we're not going to waive on the density, but this is the next step in the escalation, and we don't cave the bullies. So we'll fight it aggressively and see where it falls. Believe we have good footing, good standing. We follow the legal process, and it's just more intimidation factor, and it's not going to work on this council, and it's not going to work on the council we have now. But Mr. Mize, though he did win the Republican primary, he's not guaranteed to return yet. If you've been in Oconee County for any time, you know that usually the Republican primary is the deciding factor in elections. That's not the case this time. We've had multiple Democrats file to run. There was actually 2 Democrats that filed to run against Mr. Mize. They had a primary, and Don will be facing the victor of that in November. Also, both state house seats in Oconee County are contested in November. A little bit different between the 3 seats. The state house areas is very heavily Republican. The Democrats don't stand too much of a chance in those districts, but in District 3, the Seneca area is a little bit more split. If Republicans are content, they stay home, then we'll have a Democrat on the county council come January of next year. The young man is another young man that's running against Dunn in the general election. I actually like him as a person. I think he's a good individual. I do think he has a heart for people, and but I don't think he has good policies, Democratic policies. We've seen what that's done in blue cities across the nation, and we don't need that here. So with that said, I'll work as hard as I can with Dunn to make sure that Dunn remains on the council. I mean, he's been a strong, steady, conservative hand. He stood up to these threats we've had from outside groups, from developers to other special interest groups. Listen, a good friend of mine said a few years back that we need more than just good people running from office. We need good people with a backbone. And I'm thankful now that we have a council with a backbone. And it took a few years to build the council we have now. And I appreciate the primary voters in District 3 keeping Don in there. I believe having multiple Democrats run is a side effect of the success that we've had. In years past, the Democrats was content with who they was able to get in office through the Democrat primary, through the Republican primary. They didn't need to run Democrats. But we've shown that they're not able to do that anymore. Just for example, in my reelection 2 years ago, the former chairman of the Oconee County Democratic Party, she did a podcast, and she talked about how they was working to defeat the Republicans in the Republican primary. And she also personally knew about how she was phone banking, or the Democratic Party was phone banking Democrats, urging them to come out and vote in the Republican primary. One side effect that maybe they didn't think through by running multiple Democrats in the county and having their own primary races was they essentially closed the primaries in Oconee County, which is something grassroots conservatives have been working towards for years. To make sure people, hey, Republicans should choose Republican candidates, Democrats should choose Democrat candidates. By them running multiple candidates, Democrats stayed in their primary this time, and Republicans stayed in theirs. I believe that's the way it should be. The state GOP is bringing a resolution for that. They're calling a mid-cycle convention in a couple of weeks, which I'm a delegate for Oconee County, be going down to support the resolution to close the primaries. It's an effort to compel the General Assembly to pass a law to close the primaries. So I do support closed primaries. I thank the Democrats for closing them in Oconee County for us this year. But with that being said, Mr. Mize has a Democrat opponent in November. The victory isn't there yet, and we need people to get out and vote, because if Republicans stay home, we will have a Democrat on county council come January. Don did win pretty handily, 64% of the vote, which was a clear message, that the people down there in District 3, his district Seneca area, appreciate the representation that he brings to their area. Turnout in primaries is typically very low, although Oconee County does do better than the state average. But with that said, District 3 outperformed itself from 4 years ago. Don actually received more votes in this election than total votes cast in that election 4 years ago. So that's a good sign of the confidence the people have of Mize down in that area. He's been a strong, steady, conservative hand on the county council, and Republicans need to get out and vote in November so that we can keep a conservative county council. With that said, we have a meeting coming up Tuesday night. It's a packed agenda. I'm not going to cover everything on here, just actually going to hit a couple of items. One of the items is the budget. If you've been following me, reading me, you know the issues we've had with that. Stuart Jones would now have a balanced budget that will not require a tax increase. It gets a little bit complicated when you try to work through this, because it's also a reassessment year, but we're passing a budget that's revenue neutral. So as the reassessment values come out, the millage rate will actually roll back to keep it revenue neutral. So the millage will be cut, won't necessarily be a tax cut, because the revenue will still be the same. Can't promise that nobody's taxes will go up, because it's revenue neutral across the board, and every property is appraised different. Somebody's might go up $1 or $2, somebody's might go down. And the last time there was a reassessment year, there was an attempt to keep it revenue neutral. Mine went up about $1.20 on my house, something of that nature. But it'll be a revenue neutral budget, no tax increase. Another thing coming up Tuesday night is, if you see on the agenda, for my community, a Mount Rest community. I don't live on the Chattooga Lake Club, but Chattooga Lake community and Mountain Rest, they have applied for a federal grant to repair the dam for the lake. The dam is many years old. I don't remember how old it is, and it's in need of repair. It's no county tax money going to it, no state tax money. It's a federal grant they apply for that comes to the state, then gets passed through the county. So the county is essentially just an administrator of that grant. I do support that grant, because we saw in Western North Carolina the devastation that Hurricane Helene brought, how a broken dam, how it can cause just tremendous damage, how dangerous water is. So that federal grant will repair that dam and protect the life and property below the dam. That's about it. That's the highlights. So if you have any questions, anything, please just reach out to me. Please come back to this original if you see it shared, and comment, because I won't see the shares a lot of times. And then also you can always email me or message me directly. Just want to give you an update. Yeah, they did file a lawsuit. I believe it's just more threats and intimidations. But Oconee County, we're hard headed and we won't be bullied. And we realize that we serve and represent the citizens of this county, and we believe in rule of law and rules for everyone. So no special carve outs. But thank you all, and God bless. And I hope you have a blessed weekend. One more thing, I don't think I mentioned it. Tuesday night's meeting, I will not be there in person. I'll be there digitally. And Mr. Don Mize, he will be the vice chairman, will be running that meeting in my absence, but I will be voting digitally. I will be on the phone or FaceTime. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And thank you, and God bless.